overview of the company. So Envision is committed to educational excellence and experiential learning, and all of our programs are accredited by Advance Ed. Since 1985, more than 800,000 students from 145 countries have participated in our programs around the world. We are dedicated to enabling students through the discovery of their career and life interests while providing them with the resources and knowledge they need to successfully achieve their goals. We support our previous statement by promising to help students turn their career and life aspirations into reality. Confucius once stated, "Tell me and I will forget. Show me and I will remember. Involve me and I will understand." To further our understanding of the Junior National Young Leaders Conference, Junior NYLC, we will review our conference objectives. So, our objectives are as follows. We begin by introducing the key concepts of leadership, which we call the 6 traits of leadership. Those are character, communication, goal setting, problem solving, respect, and teamwork. We examine the leadership traits in a historical context. We apply the leadership traits to different leaders throughout history. So we'll look at Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, John Brown, just to name a few. We apply the critical leadership skills in a classroom type setting, and then we explore different ways to make a difference in our schools and communities. These are some of the program highlights for the next 6 days. We're going to utilize our conference schedule as a guide for the week. This schedule was created with the objectives and standards of Junior NYLC's program in mind. The highlights include the Peace Patch protest, Facing the Music, and My Day in Office simulation. So the Peace Patch the Peace Patch protest, mouthful, that involves the idea of free speech and how far free speech can extend in their schools and communities. Facing the Music is very similar to that, and in that they get to play the role of a different person, and they have to simulate and kind of try their best to kind of see the other side of an issue that they may or may not agree with. And finally, we have the My Day in Office simulation, which puts all 6 leadership traits to use in a problem-solving setting. In addition to the simulations, we also participate in site explorations that take us to downtown Washington, D.C. and Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. We will go to Harpers Ferry, West Virginia on Tuesday, and we will visit the Lincoln, Vietnam, and Korean memorials on Wednesday, as well as the National Museum of American History, and what's not listed on here is the U.S. Capitol building, and they'll do a tour of the U.S. Capitol building. Finally, they finished the program with an overnight at the Maryland Science Center, and they watched a movie about Ernest Shackleton, who was the first explorer of the Antarctic. So they watched a movie about him and his leadership skills there. And in addition to those, we also have a keynote speaker, Anthony Robles. If you don't know who Anthony Robles was, Anthony Robles was born with one leg, and he went on to become a Division I NCAA national champion in wrestling. And he comes and he speaks to the scholars on Thursday before they go to Baltimore for the Maryland Science Center. So today is Arrival Day. So we're going to begin with what you and your scholar will experience today, which is Registration Day. So you dropped off your students here, but there's also many students that arrive by plane. We have a dedicated meet and greet staff at the airport that monitors flights, manages delays, and guides each of our students from the airport to the program. Upon arriving on site, each student will go through the program registration and room check-in, and they will participate in scholar activities, including team building games and icebreakers to get to know your peers. So your students right now are downstairs with our advisors, and they are doing those things right now. So our goal is by the end of that, before they get to dinner, they still have like one person they know by name, they can sit with and become friends with over the week. When registration ends, your student will have their first small group meeting. In this meeting, students will meet their advisor and fellow group members and review the program highlights, expectations, and learning outcomes, as well as go over the program policies and procedures within their group. So that's what today looks like, and then after that, depending on if your scholar is a day scholar or a night scholar, they will begin room check. And if your scholar is a day scholar, we have checkout and just next to where we had check-in this morning, or this afternoon, not this morning. This is an overview of our program staff. All of our staff has undergone background checks and extensive training. They each serve a different function, but all contribute to the overall program experience. So on the education side, the education lead is myself, as well as another person whose name is Jacob, and him and I will be on site every day this week. Our job is to manage, lead, and support the advisors in the curriculum instruction, and also provide an overall student support. So if there are issues, we do come in. I am a middle school teacher. I'm used to working with middle school students. I've done this program since 2011, so I know the program pretty well. I know the scholars pretty well. I know the curriculum pretty well. And we also have a program lead. Their job is to provide the operational support on-site and off-site. They work with the venue staff, so they deal with the rooming, the security, meals, and transportation. So if there are dietary needs, their job is to make sure that the sites and this hotel and off-site know what those dietary needs and that the scholars are getting the proper nutrition. So we get a list of scholars weeks before they arrive, and our job is to make sure that everything is handled before they arrive, and we've yet to have any issues. So that's their job. Below them, they have the Scholar Experience Team. They are the logistical support of the program, and they give out the program materials and movement. Excuse me. They also handle medical concerns and homesickness, and they are our on-site office management. We also have the program office assistant. They are your central contact for conference field, the field office. They answer all phone calls to the conference office. They provide a high level of customer service to students, parents, vendors, speakers, and on-site staff. The program office is down in the basement level in 0103. So if you need to check out your scholar, you'll deal with the program office. Our program office assistant, her name is Tish. She is wonderful. She's one of the main reasons why this conference has been extremely successful this summer. We would be lost without her. So if you do call the office, you will speak with Tish. And she is wonderful. We also have advisors. Their job is to manage, lead, instruct, and care for the scholars. They deliver curriculum and they facilitate the educational components. And they are supported by our educational support, and they support the advisors with curriculum and facilitation where needed. They help with curriculum material, and they inventory the material for each classroom to make sure that every classroom has what it needs so the scholars can have a positive experience. All of the staff submitted detailed applications. They provided several professional references, and they participated, I don't know why I can't say that word today, in a series of interviews before they were scheduled to work. After that, they went through a thorough background check, and they participated in online and on-site training. Your student will be the same advisor all week in their small group that are, all the students in the group are the same age or grade level. So 5th graders that are rising to 6th graders are together, 6th graders rising to 7th are together, and 7th rising to 8th are together. And I believe we have a handful of 8th graders going into 9th grade this week as well. But they will all be together. Safety and security. So we look at this as our number one priority of the week, is that your scholars feel safe and secure while with us on-site and off-site. Your student is led through the program and cared for in small groups by trained advisors. These staff members are experienced with students and have undergone extensive training and background checks. Many of them are teachers themselves. During your student's first group meeting, they will take part in a briefing on the policies and the procedures of the program. This will include information on who to contact in an emergency, attendance and off-site safety procedures, and venue safety protocols. They will also practice an emergency evacuation plan in their first small group meeting in the evening. Envision also has several safety processes in place that we teach students and we ask them to adhere throughout all the program. All students and staff must wear their name badges anytime they're outside of their room. So this is our safety badge. All staff has a yellow lanyard. That's how we stand out from the scholars. The scholars have what we call neck wallets. They are navy blue. They have their name, their LFG, their advisor's name, and their bus on them. So if a scholar does somehow get separated from their group, one of our support staff will find them. We'll look at their name badge and we'll radio for that advisor to make sure that they are brought back to their group as soon as possible. All students and staff conduct attendance every time the group has a meeting and anytime they depart a location. All students must travel with a buddy at all times. So we really emphasize the buddy system. The program lead and the ed lead, our job, we stand outside the cafeterias and dining areas to make sure when they are going to the bathroom they have a buddy. That is probably the thing I say most during the week is where is your buddy? We really emphasize that they should always have a buddy with them no matter where they go, no matter how close the bathroom, gift shop, water fountain is. They always should have a buddy with them at all times. We also do something called bus count. Each scholar is given a number. Change needs to sign based on alphabetical order. We'll go through a bus count every time we go to a new site. So when we go to the Lincoln Memorial, we'll do a bus count, make sure everyone's there. When we transition to the Vietnam Memorial, we'll do a bus count. And if number 13 is missing, we'll look at our list. We'll see, okay, that's Joey. We'll radio for one of the advisors, or one of the advisors will radio for a support member. Support will find them, we'll bring them back. So it's a quick way to make sure that scholars are not doing that. It's a lot faster than doing individual attendance that way. And again, the buddy system, no matter where they are, on-site, off-site, dining, LFG, wherever. Some of the LFGs have bathrooms right across the hall. We still ask them to take a buddy no matter how far the bathroom is. Each evening, students are dismissed and staff are posted in the hallway to make sure students go to his or her home room and maintain respect for the venue, staff, and the other scholars. There is a hotel, there's a small gift shop that has like 4 bags of Doritos, and every week, they want to go to the small gift shop, and every year we tell them, we do not have time, you need to go to your sleeping rooms. So as long as they can bring their own snacks as long as they're peanut free, and they can keep those in their room. If you are staying close and you want to deliver them some snacks, please bring it to the office. Just again, remember that they have to be peanut free. Once they are in their rooms, room checks are conducted by an advisor of the same gender. And students are not permitted to leave their rooms until breakfast the next morning. We also ask that no one comes to their room that is not with the program. So sometimes scholars in other programs, not this one, like try to order pizza to their room, and we highly discourage them from ordering Domino's at 11 o'clock at night. We do feed you. We do try to give you as much food as possible. They can go through the dining line as many times as they'd like. And staffs are intermixed with students on the floors of each hallway. So, for example, floor 3 might be a boys' floor. There will be male staff members on that floor. So, to make sure scholars are staying in the rooms. We also have an overnight staff that stays in the lobby of the hotel side. And if there is an emergency, there is a program number for them to contact, and they are in the lobby and they can go right away. There is a male and a female staff member that do the overnights, and we ask them to stay awake all night just in case anything can happen. And then the program lead and ed lead, we are on call as well. So if there are more than 2 issues, then we can also answer the call and help out as well. So hopefully we do not have that, but we're there and there's contact issues. If there are incidents, behavioral or medical with your child, we will contact you so we can work together on a plan of action. All incidents are reported and recorded to the program office, and you are involved and informed on every step of the situation. When an incident occurs on program, our staff spring to action. We consider an incident to be anything that occurs on our program which affects your child and is not a prearranged per the itinerary. This includes medical issues, weather impacting